Picture this. You get paid. You feel relieved for about 48 hours. Then suddenly it's like, wait, where'd the money go? You didn't buy anything crazy. No luxury vacation. No designer watch. But somehow, you're back in the same spot you were last month. Stressed. Checking your balance. Telling yourself, next month I'll get serious. If that feels uncomfortably familiar, yeah, same. And here's the thing. Most people think their problem is income. It's not. It's time horizon. And today, we're talking about the 6-month rule, the invisible line that separates people who stay broke from people who eventually build wealth. I spend way too much time thinking about the 6-month rule that separates broke thinkers from wealth builders. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. If you're someone who feels stuck or stagnant with personal finance, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you. Look, this isn't about budgeting apps. It's not about cutting coffee. And it's definitely not about working harder. This is about how far into the future your decisions actually reach. And that changes everything. Here's what most people don't realize. Most financial decisions are made on a 30-day mental timeline. Rent, bills, subscriptions, payday to payday. Psychologists call this short-term temporal discounting, where we prioritize immediate comfort over future outcomes. And the data backs it up. Nearly 37% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing. Over 56% can't afford a $1,000 surprise expense. Pause on that. That's not because people are lazy or stupid. It's because they're trapped in short-term survival mode. When your financial decisions only account for the next month, wealth becomes impossible. That's where the 6-month rule comes in. Before you spend money, ask one question. How will this decision affect my life 6 months from now? That's it. Not 10 years. Not retirement. Just 6 months. Because broke thinkers optimize for today. Wealth builders optimize for future positioning. 6 months is long enough to see results, but short enough to feel real. Here's why this works. Your brain struggles to emotionally connect with future you. That's called future self-disconnection. But studies show that when outcomes are within 3 to 6 months, people make significantly better decisions because the future still feels like them. 6 months becomes a sweet spot where discipline feels meaningful, sacrifice feels justified, and progress becomes visible. That's why wealth builders don't rely on motivation. They rely on time-aware decisions. Let's make this concrete. Say you earn $3,500 a month after tax. Now imagine you waste just $8 a day. That's $56 a week. $240 a month. $1,440 in 6 months. If that $1,440 is invested instead, even at a modest return, compounded over 30 years, that single habit costs you over $160,000. One small choice. Repeated. Ignored. Now compare mindsets. A broke thinker asks, can I afford this right now? A wealth builder asks, does this move me forward 6 months from now? One asks about survival. The other asks about trajectory. And yes, you can still enjoy your life. Wealth builders do. They just don't confuse temporary pleasure with long-term satisfaction. Here's another trap. When income goes up, expenses expand to match it. That's lifestyle inflation, and it's why even high earners feel broke. People earning 6 figures still report financial stress, not because they earn too little, but because their decisions never escape the 30-day window. More money doesn't fix short-term thinking. Only a longer time horizon does. I've seen this play out in real life. One friend got a $15,000 raise. First month, new car payment, new subscriptions, more eating out. 6 months later, same stress. Same, where did my money go? Conversation. Another friend got the same raise. He didn't change his lifestyle for 6 months. Built an emergency fund. Paid off debt. Started investing. 2 years later, completely different life. Same income. Different timeline. So how do you apply the 6-month rule? First, label your spending. Every purchase either expands your options in 6 months or shrinks them. Be honest. Second, build a 6-month buffer. Your first goal isn't wealth. It's breathing room. 3 to 6 months of expenses changes how you think, how you sleep, and how you decide. Third, delay upgrades. Before upgrading your lifestyle, wait 6 months. If you still want it and it doesn't hurt your future position, go for it. Delay filters impulse. Fourth, automate forward progress. Automate investing. Automate savings. Automate debt payoff. If progress happens without thinking, you win. Now you might be thinking, 6 months doesn't feel like enough to change my life. That's the lie. 6 months won't make you rich, but it will change your habits, rewire your identity, and shift your confidence. And once your identity changes, from spender to builder, everything compounds. Every financial decision is a vote for the type of person you're becoming. When you consistently choose 6-month progress over instant comfort, your brain updates its self-image. You stop seeing yourself as bad with money. You start seeing yourself as someone who thinks ahead. And identity drives behavior more than motivation ever will. You don't need more hustle. You don't need a side hustle tomorrow. You don't need to sacrifice joy. You need a longer lens. The people who win financially aren't smarter. They're just willing to let today serve tomorrow. So here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, apply the 6-month rule to every financial decision. Then come back and tell me what changed. If this helped reframe how you think about money, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your future self is already grateful you watched this.